Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain the first chapter of English Literature of class 10th from prose section, and this chapter's name is The Enchanted Pool. About the author, this is the story of Mahabharat, which Chakravarti Rajgopalachari has abridged from the great epic Mahabharata. Sri Rajgopalachari was born on 10th December 1878. Informally, he is called Rajaji or CR. He was an Indian lawyer, freedom fighter, politician and writer. He was the founder of the Swatantra Party. He was the first man to receive India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. So this is the point to be noted, students, that he was the first man to receive India's highest civilian award, which is Bharat Ratna. And Bharat Ratna award is given in the field of literature. He was also nicknamed as Margot of Sabir. She was also known as Margot of Sabir. He wrote an abridged retelling of Mahabharata in English. He wrote an abridged means condensed or short out from Mahabharata, of retelling of Mahabharata. Retelling means retold. So he retold the story of Mahabharata in English and he wrote it in English. He was deeply religious and a pious person and follower of the Vedas and Upanishads. He was deeply religious. He has faith in religion and he was a pious person. Pious means pure in mind, heart, soul. So he was a pious man. He was an honest and he followed the rules and regulations and the ethics of Vedas and Upanishads. Richard Casey, the favorer of R.C. from 1944 to 1946, regarded Rajaji as the wisest was in India. So Richard Casey, who was a good follower of R.C. from 1944 to 1946, he regarded Rajaji as wisest Indian. The best possible tribute to Rajaji was from Mahatma Gandhi, who referred to him as the keeper of my conscience. So students, Mahatma Gandhi also spoke about him that he was the man who has voice of his conscience. Voice of his conscience. गांधी जी ने भी इनको मेरी अंतरात्मा की आवाज़ से पुकारा है, उनको एक रिगार्ड दिया है, सम्मान दिया है, रेफर किया है इस नाम से, मेरी अंतरात्मा की आवाज़. So students, let us know what is about the chapter The Enchanted Pool. We all know that this is the story of Hindu great epic Mahabharata, and this is the story when Pandavas has lost the game of chess, and when they lost the game, they were punished for 12 years to live 12 years in exile and one more year incognito. So let us start the chapter. As he looked at their mighty limbs, now so helpless. As he looked, he is here Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira. Pandavas were 5 brothers. Yudhishthira was the eldest brother. As he looked at their mighty limbs, mighty means powerful, limbs means body parts, hands and shoulders. So as Yudhishthira watched the mighty limbs, powerful arms of his brothers, he was helpless. He sadly wondered who could have been powerful enough to kill them. So this was the moment when Pandavas, all the 4 brothers, were lying dead beside the pool. When they had gone there to fetch water and to drink water in the exile. So when they went near the pool and they tried to drink water, the owner of the pool warned him not to drink water without his permission. But the 4 Pandavas did not pay attention on his words, and they disobey the owner of the pool and they drink water. So they became unconscious and died there. Then when Yudhishthira reached there, he watched his brothers. They were lying dead beside the pool, and as soon as he saw his brothers lying there dead, he understood that there is no one who could kill his powerful brothers. And he also guessed that the man who had killed them may be a unique person, a unique man, not a common man. He may be a unique man. Now, then he too descended into pool, drawn to the water by an overpowering thirst. Actually, Yudhishthira was also very thirsty. So, first of all, he did not look into his brothers, and he descended into the pool to have water to quench his thirst. Then at once the voice without form warned. The voice without form at once warned Yudhishthira, and the voice told Yudhishthira, your brothers died because they did not heed my words. The voice said that your brothers died because they disobeyed my voice. They disobeyed my words. They tried to drink water without answering my questions. The voice also warned him that they drank water without his permission, without answering his questions. Don't follow them. The voice also warned him that don't follow your brothers. Answer my questions first, and then you can quench your thirst. The voice said, first of all, answer my questions, and then you can quench your thirst. Quench means to remove your thirst. Quench means bujhana, remove karna. Thirst means pyas. This pool belongs to me. ये pool मेरा है. The voice said that this pool belongs to me. It did not take Yudhishthira's moment to understand that these words could be none another than the words of Yaksha, and guessed what had happened to his brothers. Yudhishthira was the most intelligent brother of Pandava. He quietly know that whose voice could be that, and he understood that what had happened to his brothers. It took him no time to see a possible way to bringing them back to life. And Yudhishthira also thought an idea to bring their brothers back to their life. He said to the bodiless voice, please ask your question. Yudhishthira said to the bodiless voice, please ask your questions. The voice put questions rapidly, one after another. The voice asked many questions, question after questions. First question is, what rescue man in danger? The voice asked, what rescue man in danger? Rescue means save. Yudhishthira answered, courage. Courage is the thing which rescues a man in danger. The second question, by the study of which science does man become wise? The question was that by the study of which science the man become wise. Yudhishthira answered, not by studying any Shastra does man become wise. It is by association with the great in wisdom that he gets wisdom. Yudhishthira answered that by studying any Shastra, man cannot become a wise man. It is association. Association means accompany. It is accompany with the great and wisdom, and the accompany with the great person and intelligent persons. A man can become intelligent and a man can get wisdom. So Yudhishthira answered that if we study any Shastra, we cannot become a wise man, but if we accompany any great man or intelligent man, a man of great wisdom, a man can become wisdom and great. The next question was the formless voice asked, what is swifter than the wind? What is swifter than the wind? Yudhishthira answered that mind. Mind is swifter than the wind. The next question, what is more fatted than a dried straw? The voice asked that, what is more fatted than the dried straw? The king or Yudhishthira answered that a sorrow-stricken heart, a heart with a sorrowful heart, is very fatted than the dried straw. What be a friends in traveler? The formless voice asked that, what can be a friend in traveler? While traveling, learning is the thing which becomes our friend. Yudhishthira answered, who is the friend of one who stays at home? Who is the friend? One who stays home. The wife. Yudhishthira answered that wife is the only friend who stays at home. Who accompanies a man in death? Who accompanies a man in death? When a man dies, who accompanies with him? The formless voice asked. Then Yudhishthira answered that dharma. Dharma is the thing that accompanies the soul in its solitary journey after death. Yudhishthira answered that after death, only dharma goes with the man, goes with the dead man or with the soul. The next question, which is the biggest vessel? The voice asked that, which is the biggest vessel? The earth, which contains all within itself, is the greatest vessel. Yudhishthira answered that earth is the greatest vessel. Earth is the greatest vessel. Vessel means utensil. Vessel which contains all within itself. Earth is the only thing, only vessel which contains all the things, living, non-living, celestial bodies, everything it contains. So earth is the only thing which contains everything. What is happiness? The voice asked, what is happiness? happiness is the result of good conduct. If a man has a good conduct, he will be happy all the time. So a man of good conduct and its result is happiness. Yudhishthira answered this. Next, formless voice asks that what is that by giving up which man become loved by all? What is that by giving up man becomes loved by all? वो ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ है जिसको त्याग देने से मनुष्य या व्यक्ति सबका प्रिय बन जाता है? ये क्वेश्चन वॉइसलेस फॉर्मलेस वॉइस ने पूछा. Pride means arrogance. For if man gives up being proud, he will be loved by all. If a man gives up being proud or being arrogant, he will be loved by everyone. The next question, this Yaksha asks that what is the loss which yields joy and not sorrow? What is the loss which yields means develop joy and not sorrow, not sadness. In Hindi we can say that what is the loss? ऐसी क्या चीज खो देने से हमें प्रसन्नता मिलती है, कष्ट नहीं, ये दुख नहीं. Just answer that anger. If we give up being angry, we will no longer be subjected to sorrow. This is B. This is B. Be subjected to sorrow. Not he. This be subject to sorrow. If we give up being angry, we will no longer be subjected to sorrow. We will be always happy. If we give up being angry, we will always be happy. Yudhishthira answer in this way. The next question, Yaksha asks that what is that by giving up which a man become rich? ऐसी क्या चीज है या क्या वस्तु है जिसको त्याग देने से मनुष्य अमीर हो जाता है, ये संपन्न हो जाता है? Yudhishthira answered that desire. That is desire. If a man gives up being greedy means लालची or excess want. If man gives up being greedy or if a man gives up excess want, he will become wealthy. The man become wealthy and rich. The next question, formless voice asked, what makes one a real Brahmin? Who is real Brahmin? In short, we can say, who is real Brahmin? Is it birth, good conduct, or learning? Answer decisively. Means answer in brief. Decisively means brief. Yaksha asked, what makes a real Brahmin? Is it only birth? By birth, a man becomes real Brahmin? Or it is good conduct, good behave, which makes a man real Brahmin? Or it is learning or wisdom which makes a real Brahmin? Give answer in brief. So, this answered, birth and learning do not make one a Brahman. Birth and learning do not make one a Brahman. If a man take birth in a rich family or in a learning family, it does not mean that it makes the man Brahman. Good conduct alone, it is good conduct. It is good conduct alone. It is good conduct that makes a man Brahman. However, learned a man, maybe he will not be Brahman. A man who is learned or who is skilled, he cannot be a Brahman without giving up bad habits. It means here Yudhishthira answers that if a man has good conduct, If a man has good conduct and he is not learned or he is not intelligent, he cannot be a Brahmin. Or if a man is intelligent and he does not have good conduct, he cannot be a Brahman. Means neither learning nor only good conduct can make a man Brahman. Even though he may be learned in 4 Vedas, a man of bad conduct falls a lower class. Even though he may be learned in 4 Vedas, a man may be learned in 4 Vedas, he may know, he may have the knowledge of 4 Vedas, but if he had bad conduct and if he had bad conduct, it means he had lower class, or he belongs to a lower class. So here Yudhishthira wants to say that if a man has good conduct, he is learned, and he has good conduct and learning, he may be a Brahman and knowledge. He may be a Brahmin. What is the greatest wonder in the world? Formless Wise asked the next question. What is the greatest wonder in the world? Wonder means surprise. What is the greatest surprise in the world? Yudhishthira answered that every day men sea creatures depart to Yama's kingdom, and yet those who remain want to live forever. This truly is the greatest wonder. It means every day living beings, man, animal, every living creature departs, means went away to Yama's kingdom. Kingdom of Yama, Lord Yama, after death. And those who did not die, or those who remain alive, they want to live forever. Forever means always. They want to live forever. They have a desire to live forever. And even though they know that they had to die someday, in the coming years, coming time, and though they have liking for living forever, and this is a greatest wonder. This is truly a greatest wonder. This is a matter of surprise. Thus the Yaksha put many questions and Yudhishthira answered them all. In this way, Yaksha asked many questions to Yudhishthira, and Yudhishthira answered all the questions. In the end, the Yaksha asked, O king, one of your dead brothers can now be revived. Revived means come back to life. Revived means come back to life. In the end, Yaksha asked, at last Yaksha asked, O king, one of your dead brother can come back to life. Who do you want to come back to life? The formless voice asked that, who do you like to come back to life? Or who do you want to rebirth? It took Yudhishthira a moment to think, and then he wished that the cloud complexion, lotus-eyed, broad-chested, and long-armed Nakul, lying like a fallen ebony tree, might arise. Very soon, Yudhishthira thought and then answered that he wished that Nakula, who has lotus-eyed, broad chest and long arm, and who is lying like ebony tree. Ebony is a tree who has a big trunk and branches, might arise or may alive. He requested that Nakul may arrive. The Yaksha was pleased at this and asked Yudhishthira. Yaksha was pleased with Yudhishthira and asked again, why did you choose Nakul? He asked that, why did you choose Nakul in preference to Bhim, who has the strength of 16,000 elephants? The formless voice asked that, why did you choose Nakul in place of Bhim, who has a strength of 16,000 elephants? I have heard that Bhim is most dear to you. And Yaksha also said that he had heard that Bhim is very dear to Yudhishthira. And why not Arjuna, whose strength in arms is your protection? And why did you not choose Arjun, whose protection is in your arms? Protection means सुरक्षा. तुमने अर्जुन को क्यों नहीं चुना, जिसकी शक्ति तुम्हारी भुजाओं में है, तुम्हारी सुरक्षा है, जिसकी शक्ति तुम्हारी सुरक्षा है, उसे क्यों नहीं चुना तुमने? Tell me why you choose Nakula rather than either of these two, and tell me why did he not choose both of the brothers instead of Nakul? Yudhishthira replied. Then Yudhishthira answered, O Yaksh, Dharma is the only shield of man and not Bhim or Arjun. He said that Dharma is the only shield of a man, not Bhim or Arjun. If Dharma is given up means release. If Dharma is given up, man will be ruined. यदि धर्म को रिलीज कर दिया जाए, त्याग दिया जाए, तो आदमी क्या हो जाएगा? बर्बाद हो जाएगा. ऐसा युधिष्ठिर ने जवाब दिया. Kunti and Madri were the two wives of my father. Yudhishthira said, Kunti and Madri were two wives of my father. I am alive, a son of Kunti. And Yudhishthira said, he himself, the son of Kunti, was alive, and so she is not completely bereaved. Bereaved means free. And so she means here you can say Kunti is not completely bereaved, in order that the scale of justice may be even. The scale of justice may be equal. I asked that Madri's son Nakul may arrive. The scale of justice may be equal. Kunti's son, Akunti's son, and other Madri's son, if both son will be alive, then the scale of justice may be equal. So I asked that Madri's son Nakul may arrive. That's why Yudhishthira requested Yaksha that Madri's son Nakul may come back to life. The Yaksha was most pleased with Yudhishthira impartiality and granted that all his brothers would come back to life. The Yaksha was very pleased with Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira's impartiality, Nispakshata. Impartiality means Nispaksh, unfavorable. Quality of unfavorable. So Yaksha was most pleased with Yudhishthira's impartiality and granted that all his brothers would come back to life. And he granted, he blessed that all his brothers come back to life. It was Yaksha, the lord of death, who had taken the form of Yaksha It was Yama, the lord of death, who has taken the form of Yaksha so that he might see Yudhishthira and taste him. It was Yama, the formless voice was Yama, the lord of death, who had taken the form of Yaksha so that he might see Yudhishthira and judge him. He embraced Yudhishthira, he hugged Yudhishthira and blessed him. Embraced means hugged, and blessed him, gave him boon. Then he disappeared, and in this way, at last, the Yaksha, the lord of death, disappeared from there. Thank you.